Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Round Letter Podcast. It's the end of the Club World Cup. Chelsea 3, PSG nil. What a game! So I have some of my guys here. Isibor is here, Uyi is here, Rotimi is here, and special guest Dami is here with us. We're just going to break down this game and give our reaction. So, first of all, Rotimi, please tell me, how are you feeling?
I am sad, but at the same time, it's like one of those days it happens. First of all, I didn't expect the team to go this far. I mean, 9 men against Bayern Munich, getting 2 red cards, and then Lucas Beraldo coming in central defense. I really was scared for the worst, and then I feared the worst against Real Madrid. But then, I mean, we dispatched Real Madrid 4-0, and so it gave me a lot of belief that the Lucas Beraldo that we saw against Real Madrid was the same one we're going to see against Chelsea. But that's not to single out a particular defender, a particular player. It was a catastrophic performance from the whole team. Full credit to Chelsea. Congratulations to the whole team. The pressing from start to finish, it was impressive. Then you had a Sanchez who was in inspired form, who basically was saving everything and anything that was thrown at him. So yeah, it's really been a comprehensive performance from the Blues. Congratulations to Chelsea. Congratulations to Enzo Maresca and the whole team. Cole Palmer with 2 assists. I'm sorry, with 2 goals and then 1 assist on the night. Fantastic performance. I'm not going to take anything away from Chelsea. It was a fantastic performance. Congrats to the whole team.
I've been checking online and I've been seeing some excuses like this PSG team is tired. They played 60 something games this season and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Do you think that was a factor as well?
No, I'm not going to make any excuses for PSG. Like I said, I know. I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is PSG's 65th game of this season. And somehow we've managed to always keep coming from the dead. We kept coming back from the dead against Bayern, against Real Madrid. And so I thought it was going to be the same thing today. It did not happen. I do not want to make any excuses for the team. We can lose and then we have lost on the night. Really, for me, it's just congratulations to Chelsea. I don't want to make any excuses. I mean, obviously, we would dissect. That's why we're here. We'll dissect and then try and look for what went wrong with the Paris Saint-Germain side. But overall, it was a fantastic performance from Chelsea.
Yeah, because that was going to be my next question because I was going to say what really went wrong because right from the first minute Chelsea was
Mm-hmm.
on this game.
Yeah.
At a point I couldn't even believe what I was watching. Like I couldn't understand what exactly did you think? What can you pinpoint to say this was what went wrong with PSG?
We can cite fatigue. We can also cite the fact that maybe, I don't know, the occasion was too big for Lucas Beraldo. I said I didn't want to single him out. I'm ended up singling him out now. Nuno Mendes, it was not his best day. I mean, João Neves, at the end of the day, went and then threw a tantrum and then got himself regarded. Luis Enrique, at the end, basically was what you call it, fighting with João Pedro or something.
That was shameful.
FIFA might end up fining him. It just looks like we just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and then just put up, what do you call it, horrible performance. It's a bit sad in the sense that, what do you call it, today is National Day in France. And so basically, there's not going to be that much to celebrate, but I mean, it's a good thing in the sense that there won't be any looting on the streets of Paris. So, I mean, everybody's just calm and then we're just celebrating National Day here in Paris. But I
But
mean,
I think the but I think the other French teams they will be happy PSG lost.
hey, I'm not sure if Marseille will be happy, but I mean, if they want to take a jab at us, then I mean, they could go ahead and then have it. But I mean, we won the Champions League, we won the league, we won the cup. Okay, we didn't win the Club World Cup, but we got to the final. I mean, Marseille should try and then at least win the Champions League and then try and see if they can win the Club World Cup in 2029.
First, first. So, Isibor, let me come to you. Please tell me how I can see you've been smiling from. Yeah. Let me know what's on your mind. Tell me.
Very, very inspiring performance. I think this is why we love football. The unpredictability of football. If you look at all the news and what's been going on with regards to, predictions, no one actually gave Chelsea a chance. And this just shows you how football is played in 90 minutes, and you can't obviously underrate any team, let alone Chelsea. Chelsea is the kind of team that, you know, they're more productive, more effective when they actually are the ones who are when they are the underdogs. So I think this is just a wake-up call, especially to the opposition fans. Dami, perhaps you, okay? And Rotimi as well. This is actually a wake-up call to the opposition fans to know that Chelsea are actually a serious club. When it comes to trophies, we win them. That's why we're the pride of London. I know we'll get into the details of how the game actually went, but I feel like there's no actually just dismissing what we've done. We've done something very historic. We're the first team to actually win this new edition of the Club World Cup, and it's going to constantly be part of our history. We will obviously have this, etched in our history, and we have the trophy now. You can imagine. I think we've had a better season than nearly all the Premier League clubs. You can only argue, let's say maybe
Liverpool.
uh, Liverpool have had a better season than us. But who else has had a better season than us? We've won 2 trophies. We've qualified for the Champions League. We have 100 million now to spend. So everyone's thinking, yeah, we've been spending money. Well, okay, we have some extra money now to spend in the marketplace. Let's see how that goes. And yeah, so I'm really, really happy. These are the kind of games that make me feel very proud to be a Chelsea fan, and long may it continue. Yeah.
Talking about the detractors. Dami. So
I can hear you.
I hope you enjoyed this game.
You hope I enjoyed this game.
Yes, it was an entertaining game. I hope you were entertained.
Okay. Thanks for having me, guys. So before we jump in, I must simply acknowledge the truly outstanding globe conquering achievement of Chelsea Football Club. Yes, they did it. They are officially the champions of the world. But let's get that out of the way. Whatever you want to call yourself, get out of the way, and let's face the facts. Can we talk about this competition? What's all this rubbish you guys are doing? What is all this? This glorified preseason that you guys are disturbing us about. Because you guys threw, the FIFA decided to throw money at a competition, and you guys think that this is something that is worth our while. When in short, 90% of the team you guys played on the way to the finals were teams that we had to Google and find out who are these guys. So is that the kind of competition you should gather people around to start talking about? I don't think it was worth our while or worth anybody while. The competition lacked integrity. If you dissect this competition, you should understand that this was just one of those criminal competitions that this body have put together, and you're telling me I should be congratulating your team. I don't understand. Take a step back and think deeply. If you think I'm lying, ask me the criteria for joining this competition. Take another pause. Pick out a team like Inter Miami. What was the criteria for them being in this competition? That is how you know this competition does not have any integrity, no merit. Why were they in this competition? So they just handpick people. Oh, you're my friend.
They did
I know
not
your
handpick.
CEO.
They did
I
not
know the
handpick.
president. And they
They
brought
did
you
not.
guys
yeah,
in.
They did not
And they
handpick.
splashed money. And next thing now you're telling me we should clap for you? Is that the kind of competition we want to glorify? We understand what competition means here. This was just a very, very, very glorious preseason, if you ask me.
Dami, quick
Shining play,
question.
and
Dami,
expensive preseason. Why
Dami,
again? What's the difference between this and Audi
Dami,
Cup? What's the
Dami,
difference between this and Emirates?
Dami,
It's the same criteria to join this competition.
Dami,
I,
quick
as the
question.
organizer, can pick you without any merit. So why are we so excited about things like this? Why will Isibor say they had a better season than everybody in EPL for a competition that we barely knew anything about?
Dami,
Tema, sorry. As you're asking me this question, Tema,
quick
I want you
question.
to also answer. What was
Okay.
the merit of Inter Miami joining this competition? Tell me. That is
Quick
how we understand
question.
this commission was flawed.
I will answer
Quick
that
question,
actually.
Dami. Quick question, Dami. Would you like Arsenal to be in the next Club World Cup?
If they have changed the criteria for being in the Club World Cup, then why not? If
And
this
what
is
will
the
be the
criteria, I don't want
criteria?
I don't want to be party to this kind of things. I don't want to be party to this.
Dami, you are.
So Tema, now tell me,
are,
educate us why Inter Miami was part of this competition.
Dami, you are a sore loser.
I congratulated Chelsea before I started anything.
It's not
So you
great
cannot tell me
football.
I'm a sore loser after congratulating you.
Keep
And
It's
I
not
got the
great
champion of the
football.
world. But let's understand what the world means.
No,
I
keep your
congratulated
congratulations.
you.
You are
Okay, that's why we are here to say the truth.
Loser.
You guys can't handle the problem with you guys. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't.
Listen, you are a sore loser. You are a hater. You are a loser.
Why would I hate you for a preseason?
And that is why. And that is why your club, your sorry ass club, can never ever achieve anything in football. Because you cannot see
let's all come back to reality where real football challenge begins. Real football is starting next month. Don't let all this shining bubble fool you guys into thinking that Chelsea has arrived. No serious club took this competition serious.
You cannot see greatness and recognize greatness. You are a loser just like your club. Uyi, I'm sure you have something to say to Dami. Please go ahead.
I have a lot to say, honestly. First of all, let me address my sorry neighbor in the north part of London. You've been in what? This is what, phase 6 or phase 7 or phase 8 right now.
Just tell me why Inter Miami was part of this competition first.
Relax.
Give me the credibility of the competition.
Dami, relax, I'll school you.
Why will you bring grown men? Tema is, very knowledgeable. Same here with Isibor. These are knowledgeable people you are bringing here. You need to tell us why we are talking about this competition in the first place.
We'll get there.
And not ridicule us.
One step at a
What's
time.
the criteria for being this competition in the first place? Let us know. Isibor, let us know.
I will answer that
Tema,
question.
let us know.
I will answer that question. First of all, again,
it's not like Audi Cup. That's just the difference. Not different with this. It's an Emirates Cup. What's the difference?
Okay.
There's no difference.
Again, let me continue.
And that's why Rotimi and PSG refuse to win it. They don't want to be associated with things like this.
Who continue?
Allow me speak.
So Dami,
I'm offended.
The difference between my team, Chelsea, and your sorry ass team, Arsenal, is that you are in what, phase 8 of your rebuild or your project, and they're letting the show for it. Now we are in phase 1 of Maresca's project, and we've won 2 trophies. Call it what you want to call it. We won 2 trophies. Now let me answer your question as to how the teams are picked. The teams are picked on the basis of merit. They are not just handpicked. The reason why Inter Miami are there is because they were champions. LAFC were the ones that were picked because they were the hosting country. And that's why you have LAFC there. If there was another club that was meant to be there, I can't remember what it was about. They replaced it with LAFC.
You just ridicule the competition. When do we start having club competitions and club participating because you are hosting it? What does that even mean?
It is called the world. It is called the world. It is called the world.
That is not how club football is.
It's the same way the normal World Cup is. You don't need to play qualifiers to get there.
Dami,
you would
Dami, are you saying? Dami, are you saying that
the World Cup is useless too?
Are you saying the World Cup is useless because they allowed the host to participate?
Exactly.
Is that what
no. So the thing about it is, when it comes to country,
that's what you just said.
There were things. Those were the things and the criteria were always known. Country football to be. Once you are hosting the competition, your country is hosting the competition.
America is hosting this.
Is it one stadium that they played all the matches this time?
No, but America is hosting this.
America
they need to have representatives also.
You're not getting it, Tema. So they picked one club. Why? It's not that club that hosted the competition, Tema. Don't forget to. So it's a different thing from your country hosting it because obviously your resources and everything.
But you don't whole country. Think about it now. You can't play it in one club.
At least Tema understands now. Let's not stress it.
No, Tema doesn't understand.
No merit. There was no merit for some club joining this competition.
There is merit
for every club. Not take anything away from Chelsea. It's a preseason now. You guys did well in your preseason competition. But
everybody played their full team.
Let's talk about the tactics of the preseason.
Now let's talk about the other team.
Okay,
that's fine. Okay, let's even agree that Inter Miami were shit, and I agree that they were shit. The AFC were shit. The American teams were shit. The America is not built for football or soccer, as they call it. Now, the Brazilian teams that were there were picked on the base. The South Americans were picked on the basis of merit.
For some merit.
Yeah, PSG was there.
Yes,
In fact,
you are now coming to terms.
yes,
That some were picked on merit,
no,
some
every
were not
team,
picked on
no,
merit.
the only
It's
team
just
that was
so
not picked on
and
merit is
because we are men
LAFC.
of we are men of
No. The only team that was not picked on merit was LAFC. Inter Miami was even picked on merit. Actually, Inter Miami, go and check. They were picked on merit.
Okay, was LAFC that was not
LAFC
picked
was
on
not picked
merit,
on
not
merit
Inter Miami.
because they needed a second
Okay,
team for the
great,
host
great.
country.
So
That
thanks
is for
for
that.
correcting.
There's a reason for that. Now
I
every
thought it
other
was Inter
team,
Miami that was not
every
picked
other
on
team,
Wait, are
merit.
you
But if you
sure?
say
Because I think it was
yeah,
Inter
it
Miami
was
that was picked on
it was
what you
No,
call it.
Inter Miami
no, Inter
that was
Miami
Inter
won. They
Miami
won
was
their
also
is it their
picked. They did
continental.
not pick on merit. They were not
Every
picked
Inter
on
Miami was
merit.
not picked on merit.
every country participating needs two teams. There are two teams for
Yeah,
every
exactly,
country. So
exactly.
for the American teams, one was picked because
On
of
merit,
the host, and one was picked on merit. So that
I think it
Inter
was
Miami was not picked on
this is
Seattle.
merit.
a straw man. This is a
I think
straw
it was
man.
Seattle and LAFC that was picked on merit, and then
This is
what do you call it?
Inter
this is a
Miami was
straw
picked
Inter
man
because
Miami
of
wasn't
argument,
picked
and
on
Messi.
merit.
No, but whatever it is, right? Let's not get carried away. Let's not deviate from the point. The point is that
Okay.
The
we've
only
had
reason why I mentioned that
yeah.
was because I personally know Isibor and Tema, they are men of integrity. So they just have to know that the competition
You
that they
see,
just won is already
you see,
solved with
you see, I think,
corruption.
I
No,
think,
And
no, no.
they,
I
they
think,
should
Let's get
distance themselves away
wait.
from things like
No,
that.
no,
I
no, no.
think.
Let's get
Let me,
something.
let me quickly come in
Sorry,
here.
Isibor.
I think. Okay, go
Okay,
on,
sorry,
go on,
Isibor.
finish up.
So whatever
Go
it
on.
is, you have let's even assume that you have 2 or 3 teams picked not on merit in a commission of how many 30 something teams. How is that a
teams.
problem? How is that a problem really? You have other teams that are giants that are
Dami is
winners
just
in
a
their
hater.
leagues. So what is the problem
Dami is just
exactly? In the World Cup,
being Dami.
see San Marino scoring their first goal, everybody celebrating. That is how this is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Inclusivity is about diversity.
And
It's about
diversity.
exactly. So
And
what is the problem? Even in the Champions League, you have some shit teams in the Champions League. Dynamo Zagreb and the like.
no,
So
it's all right. No,
it's
at least
normal.
we've been able
And
to make
guess
some
what?
point. Let's move
You
on.
need to understand that the paradigm of football is shifting, and you have to follow the money. The fact that this competition has over £100 million to be gained by whoever wins the competition tells you that in the next 3, 4, 5 years, or the next edition, this will be rated highly than the Champions League. And your club and other clubs will want to win this competition. There is nothing you tell me except the prize money reduces. If the prize money
No,
remains what it
Dami's
is,
club needs to win the Champions League first before they can even
they
dream
can't.
of the Club World Cup.
Well,
Let
they
Dami's
can't
club
clearly.
win the Champions League first.
No,
Let's
no, I
just
don't think
reflect to
so.
why we are here. Why are
No, I
we
don't think
involving
so.
Arsenal in this
I
conversation?
think no, I don't
If they
think
do
so.
well in the
I
league
don't think they need to
consistently,
win.
they will be.
I don't
You don't
think they
need to
need to
win.
win the Champions
They
League.
don't need to win. No.
Okay.
If no
Yeah.
English team wins the Champions League in the next 4 years, they'll use coefficient. So
And
Yeah,
then we will
anyone
exactly.
can
get
get
out of here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but
Yeah.
but we don't let
If I
Dami
quickly come in,
distract. Don't let Dami distract us. Please tell me about the game.
Honestly,
if I
the
quickly
game.
come in,
Okay,
I think Isibor
Isibor,
wants
go
to say
first.
something.
just to quickly come in, if I quickly come in, I think all Dami has said, it's all just sour grapes.
Exactly.
Just because your team did not take part doesn't make the competition any less valid.
Isibor, facts are facts now.
Great teams are actually made on the pitch. If your team is there, you're there to win it. History was made
facts
today.
are facts. You cannot
History was
take away
made
the
today.
fact.
The fans were entertained. We had good football from Brazilian teams. This PSG team that we deflated today, they've been rolling past all the teams, from Bayern Munich to Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid as well.
Arsenal,
Dispatched all of them.
Liverpool.
So you dismissing it out of bitterness only shows your insecurities when it
No,
comes
it
to
was not
Arsenal.
bitter. I was just letting you know in case you were not aware that some people join this competition illegally.
Hello.
And I congratulated you.
Respect the game, even if your team has missed out of it. True fans appreciate quality, not just participation. We've been there, we've competed, we've won it. Tell us congratulations and just move on. That's another trophy.
Just one game you guys played throughout the whole competition now. So you guys were able to conserve your energy, if you are being honest.
Just one game.
So if be honest, Tema and
Who beat Man City? Who beat Man City?
This was the only, all the other games were all,
no, it's not that Man City and Inter Milan did not come through. Al Hilal beat Man City. Who beat Inter Milan? Was it Fluminense or Palmeiras?
It was Fluminense that then beat Inter Milan.
Exactly. So my point is, It is not
You
our
know?
fault that we had an easy running. Well, you call it easy running. I don't think it's easy.
No,
Because
no game is
Super
easy.
easy
no,
running.
exactly. It's
No
not
game
easy
is
running.
Super easy running.
How is it
There's
easy?
no game that's
Man
easy.
City were in our side of that
Yes.
tree.
Why am
When
I
did they
still not in the
Arsenal,
final?
through?
Arsenal
Exactly.
will
Because they were
not
beaten.
beat Fluminense. Arsenal will not
Or
beat
Palmeiras,
Fluminense.
never.
Neither did you beat
Never.
Fluminense.
They'll
Yeah,
bottle
Also
it.
did
so
not beat
let's
Fluminense.
not
They'll bottle
let's
it.
not get
Tema,
sidetracked. Let's not get
Tema, you are
sidetracked.
giving Arsenal too much credit. Arsenal will not be in the competition to
As
begin
in, we
with.
built real estate in people's head already. Anything without anything, they must drag us now into it. I don't know.
let's not
We
let's
play
not get
PSG, they'll be
sidetracked.
looking for Arsenal fans.
Uyi,
Yeah.
please tell me how you are feeling right now as a world champion.
So yeah, as a world champion, I'm feeling on top of the world. Honestly, going into the game, we spoke about this yesterday. Talking about, I said, okay, yeah, my heart thinks we'll win by 1-0, and my head sort of tells me that PSG might win. And I said that because when you look at the way PSG are playing, considering the fact that they've moved from the star-studded team that they used to be to what they are now, a balance of youth and experience and all of that talent. Honestly, every team they met, from Madrid to Atletico and so on, they just dispatched Madrid 4-0. And I thought, okay, yeah, they were going to come guns blazing, and we were talking about how we have to manage and who win the battles in the defense, attack. And remember we spoke about this. So seeing how the game went in the first 10 minutes, and that's Cole Palmer's shot that almost got in, and I was like, okay, what's happening here? And I felt, okay, we need to get the first goal. We got the first goal, and I'm like, okay, we need to get the second goal to give us some cushion. We got the second goal, and for every goal we got, I thought PSG would come and like really hit us, but that didn't happen. So honestly, I would say that I'm impressed with the team. Really impressed with the team. It shows that as crazy as the transfer strategy of Chelsea, I still don't support it 100%. As crazy as it has been, as scattergun as it has been, there is some level of pattern to the madness, we can agree. Because these players are growing in out of their shell. You see Enzo Fernandez becoming more of a leader, very vocal. You see Reece James is coming into that role. You see the only person I would say has not grown into any grown out of any shell is Jackson. For every other player are pretty much are doing they're getting better day after day by day, really. I mean, Pedro was just one goal away from the golden boot, and that tells you a lot, really. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited for the new season, and I just think we need strategic signings here and there, and we're good to go.
Well, for me, this was one of the most important games for us this season. Like before this game, I said I wanted PSG because I want to see where we are at. You know, I didn't want any other team. I wanted PSG because the disrespect that was given to Chelsea before this final, I've never seen anything like this before. Like during Maresca's press conference, there was a journalist who was asking him, how is he going to cope with his players suffering during the game? And
Exactly.
Maresca was like, who told you that? Like, what are you saying? I was watching all the media outlets, ESPN, Sky, DR Sports, everybody was predicting Chelsea to win by at least three. Predicting Chelsea to lose by at least 3 goals. And I was looking at this, and I was like, how did PSG deserve so much respect? What we knew PSG for was bottling 4-0 leads, bottling 3-0 leads in the Champions League. We knew PSG for that nearly team. They almost get. We did not. PSG is not a powerhouse. It was just this season that they got it right. So I couldn't understand how people were disrespecting Chelsea that have done it over and over and over again. So I was like, what's going on here? But that was why this victory was so sweet. Like, I can't even tell you, like, I've had some crazy years recently since Roman left. But man, this club, I love this club. Like, what we felt today, this was validation. This was like we've got our Chelsea back. You know, going into this new season now, like we are not going in with any fear or skepticism or anything. Sanchez is still there, Jackson is still there, but
No
at the
Sanchez
core,
disrespect to be tolerated.
Is he
Tema.
your player?
The guy saved you
at the
from east,
core,
west, north, and south today.
at the
So
core
Yeah,
of
don't
he
our
even
was like
try
team,
that.
the man of the
It
match.
was
at the
Peter
core
Cech,
of our team,
Spanish Peter Cech today.
we know
Please.
we have a very
Exactly.
strong, core. And I was on Instagram before the game, and I was seeing some content creators giving their combined 11, and not one Chelsea player. Just imagine making a combined
Not
11,
even
and not
Cucurella.
one Chelsea player could get in. And I was like, what is
It,
going like?
No,
it's
but that's
very
not a combined
ridiculous. It was
11 then.
ridiculous.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo, Colwill.
Palmer.
We have, Mikel Obi, when he criticizes this team, he usually says we don't have leaders in this team, and then he will compare it to when John Terry, Lampard, and the rest were there. But my God, we are beginning to see leaders in this team. You can see James. James is going into this role of. If you watch his press conference before the game, he was like, I can see everyone is writing us off, but I can tell you that we are going to surprise a lot of people. Like he was very calm. Look at Enzo, look at Caicedo, look at Cook. We have strong leaders in this team now, and that is why I am so happy. We should just make some few additions, and we are ready to go for this league. So let's just go into the game now. To me, I think this was a tactical masterclass from Maresca. When I saw the lineup, I remember I sent I made a post on the group. I said, Maresca don't say this much, because I really wasn't happy with Gusto starting and then James in the midfield, because before today, every time he's played James in the midfield, we've lost the game. So, but whatever he did today worked. He neutralized Vitinha, Ruiz, and Joao Neves. Like and then Cucurella locked his end, and then Gusto really surprised me today. In
Yeah.
fact, Gusto Sanchez, I couldn't believe what I was seeing today.
I think he played Gusto to his strengths in a way. So what he normally does is he plays far at the back off the ball. Now on the ball, one of the fullbacks, usually the right back, tucks in into midfield. Then one of the CM vacates that position and goes to join Palmer in front. Now what he did differently this time was Gusto was like the right winger. He was the fullback, but once we are on the ball, he goes all the way up. He's like the winger. Then Palmer and Enzo was pretty much a 10. Palmer was drifting around. Neto was pretty much there. So he still had his box midfield sort of. And Cucurella was meant to stay back and talking with the other part of other defenders. Now we know
That
that
was very smart.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Gusto's strength, in all honesty, is bombing down the wing. All those cutting inside. Gusto is not that player. Same thing with Reece James. So the only thing that Reece James is more cultured. He can try, can put in a shift and all of that. But these guys, their strengths are exactly bombing down the flank and hitting crosses or creating like overload and all of that. So he did that. And if it's something that he wants to experiment this into going into the season, it's something that I really like. I don't want to see Reece James or Gusto inverting. For me, it doesn't make any sense. So that was interesting. But something that I want to point out is also the fact that my fear was going into this game. If we win the game like we just won it, I fear that people will come out and say, "Oh, PSG had a bad game," but nobody can say that now. I think Chelsea had a brilliant game. Chelsea had a blinder today. It wasn't a case of PSG didn't turn up. PSG turned up. They tried. They just couldn't get through. They still had the midfield, but we owned the midfield. We owned the attack. Like it was crazy how the game went basically. What I would say is Maresca did a good one. Honestly, I would say hats off to him. He's done very well, and I'm actually impressed. I hope it continues the way it started.
Yeah, before this game, one thing I was really scared of was PSG's press. There's something they do at the beginning of the game. During the kickoff, they play the ball straight to the
Corner.
opposition,
To the
and
truth,
they start pressing. Yeah. So Rotimi, what do you think Chelsea did today to nullify that press?
I think it's largely a combination of a lot of things. Thing is, first of all, it was Chelsea who out PSG. I mean, Chelsea's press was very, very high. I mean, I was watching the game and I was like, wait, is the team in blue PSG or what is happening here? Because I mean, the press was so high. I mean, what now happened basically was there was now, I mean, Chelsea pressed too high, and so basically all we're now restricted to was to play long balls behind the defenders, which I mean, if maybe Desiree Doué had taken his chance early in the game and then had scored that goal, who knows, the match might have turned on its head. But I mean, it didn't happen, and it was one of those days where we were terrible. Then on the what you call it, on the left hand side, we then had an issue where normally today I don't just know what happened. He didn't defend and then he didn't mark his man. Gusto was running up and down, and then what you call it, Nuno Mendes was now not able to follow him and then be able to now mark him. So basically he left space there, and then it was from there. I think it was from there they caught in and then scored the second goal. The third goal was basically what shows how we set up normally and then what did not work well in this game. I mean, basically the whole team was not inspired. That's just the summary of the whole matter.
Yeah. Isibor, another thing I was scared of coming into this game was the two fullbacks from PSG. Hakimi, we all know, like, a lot of people were saying he should be in the Ballon d'Or conversation this season because he's been phenomenal. He's been good at the back. He's been scoring goals, giving assists, and then on the other side as well, you got the Portuguese magician again there running things. So how do you think we were able to nullify that threat today as well?
I think it came from mostly what we did when we didn't have the ball. I think that we won this game by not necessarily just having the ball, but just having those positional awareness across the field. So if you look at the way we set up, the front guys all went to press. And then even when they were not with the ball, the guys behind, the midfield, the defenders, they all just stood. So they were just very, 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 very cautious about, balls behind through the line. And those things just sort of made those white players, like you said, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't even bump forward because obviously there was nowhere to
There was
go.
nowhere to go. Yeah.
And Cucurella was just stopping things. And there's one interesting thing. I didn't really think about this as something of a good thing for Chelsea. If you look at that, Gusto and Reece James positional awareness in the game. What happens was when Gusto drifts forward, he was playing like a winger, which we rightly said. But you see, what happens there is if we lose the ball, Gusto is always quick to come back. But even if he doesn't come back, you have Reece James dropping into that position.
Yeah.
Reece James can easily drop into that position. Hold on we maintain that same shape in terms of that hold the back.
Yeah.
So there was always, that's what Mendes did not even get past. I don't think he even got past, let's say, the final third.
Yeah.
I mean, Chelsea was camping in our half, so there was no even talk of final third.
No play from the white players, and I think a lot of it was due to the tactical awareness and what we did when we didn't have the ball, just making sure we stopped all the passes. In fact, I think in the first half, I know Vitinha did very well in the second half. He tried to see how he can control the midfield, but in the first half he was more passive. We ran the show, and I think the goal as well also helped. Like when we got the goal, we had that confidence in us, like, okay, yeah, let's play this game at our own tempo. So even when you saw us pressing, when you saw the team pressing, we didn't just get the ball and start just playing it everywhere. We slowed down the game. And that's what I was thinking. Like, you can't play PSG at their own pace. If you can win the ball, you slow down the game. Even in the second half, when we're obviously playing the defending, when we got the ball, we slowed it down, we passed it around, moved it to the defenders. In fact, even Sanchez was even unbelievable the way he was even spreading the ball. You see him move the ball across the field, and it
For the
goes to the
first goal, it was
Is
Sanchez.
it first or second goal?
The first one.
It was, I think it was the first goal.
It was the first one with Gusto. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this just, I think this is a new sort of perspective to maybe how Maresca will start dealing with the bigger teams. You know, obviously when we play in the league, or when the league starts, the smaller teams, the onus is on us to obviously break them down. But
Yeah.
when we play the bigger teams, I think what we need to do is just make sure we're much more aware about how to position, so we don't give out any spaces for them to make passes in and out. And I think the Maresca actually did well, even though we're very, very reluctant when we saw the lineup. You know, we saw Rich James and Gusto there, but to our surprise, I mean, it actually
Works.
worked to
Yeah, yeah.
perfection. Yeah.
It works perfectly well. Dami, do you think Enrique should have made changes earlier? Do you think there should have been a change of tactics, or like maybe in the first half, maybe after the second goal or something? Do you think he wasn't proactive or reactive enough in that game?
Well, I don't think he should have. Enrique is not that kind of coach where, that that is very erratic. If it was in Mourinho now, he's the kind of person, if it's not working and he wants to just, and
20 minutes
sometimes
in.
it works, sometimes it could just dampen the whole team spirits, because the guys that were on the field were, you can't take out a Dembele, or if you want to take out the Due immediately. Dembele was a ghost in the first half, was dropping too deep from my own point of view. He wasn't just there when they wanted to lay a pass to him, but can you take out them? That's the truth. Kvaratskhelia at the same time, it just feels that magic will just come. Even if he was not all that you were expecting it to just come. So I think he put his trust in them, and to be fair, they brought him this far. They were the ones that rescued PSG last season, when Kvaratskhelia joined in January and whatnot. I think he made the sub at the right time. There was nothing, PSG were down and out. I don't think Ramos would have entered the game in first half, and the guys on the field were typically supposedly capable of. And I also think maybe they were supposedly also executing his instructions. That's why I didn't take them out, because if you are told to do something and you were not doing it, then a coach will take you out, immediately. But maybe they were executing the instructions that he gave, but it wasn't just working out. So I think, his submissions were spot on when he did it, but it just didn't just work out. It was not just that Chelsea just has a way to find their way out of finals when they expect them to win. It reminds me of when they won Man City.
Yeah.
Havertz, and you're like, out of everybody to score the goals, Havertz that still scored.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's just Chelsea. Either they're doing preseason or they're playing a serious Champions
So the
Champions League final.
the question is, why do
he
you
has a
guys
way
still
to just
underrate
find.
us? Why do you underrate us?
Exactly, exactly.
So, the thing about it is,
Why do you keep
an
underrating
underdog.
us?
So the thing about it, yeah, an underdog is an underdog. That is like what the stats say. That's what the
No, but
numbers
you
are
saw
saying.
the
That,
name
you are,
Chelsea. You didn't think, these
so if
guys
you look
have
at
done it against Man
you are the
City. They've
underdog.
done it
That's not the
against
truth.
Bayern Munich.
But when the match started, I told you, when I watched a match with someone, I told the person Chelsea's going to win this match, even before the first goal. I just saw it, and PSG was just all over the place. I'm like, these guys came out differently today. This is that Chelsea of that Champions League final. Where you just see them and it will just surprise you. And like, what's wrong with these guys? They just know how to do do the right things at the right time. But to be honest, even if you not ask the question, which I believe the question is coming, these are not changing anything for Chelsea's future. They're still going to struggle in the league when the league starts. This is just the normal Chelsea's
Well,
playing
we
of
will
surprise.
we will get there. We'll get there. So now I just want to focus on some players. There are some players I want to talk about. I want to start with Palmer. Coming into this tournament, he was trying to get himself back. He had a terrible run of form towards the end of the season, and he tried to pick it back up. But are we seeing the Palmer of the beginning of season? Is that the Palmer we are seeing now going into this new season? Oui.
Well, on Palmer, I think yes, he had a fantastic season. He joined Chelsea 2 seasons ago. He's had like blinding performances basically. Then he started this season basically that just ended. Yeah, I started very well. Then towards like December, January, it tapered off, and that was it. And it was very easy to. It was, I think that was predictable, right? That was coming when you have a team that is built around one person, and only one person constantly putting in performances. It's very easy to put one or two men on him and say, okay, don't let him go through. And But now you see the way we are set up, and I hope for Joao Pedro, he continues the way he's been playing. His last 2 games have been, or 3 games he's played for 4 have been very good. Now that you know that, okay, Palmer is a threat, you have to keep an eye on him. Joao Pedro, the striker, is also a threat. If he gets a chance, he's going to score. I mean, look at that goal he scored. Look at the Jackson cannot do that. Maybe Jackson was doing it over the post. You have Neto that potentially is a threat, so he's a live wire. He can just do something. So when you have players like that around that can make things happen, then it gives someone like Palmer a bit of room. So yes, I have no doubt whatsoever that Palmer is going to continue doing what he does best, which is score goals, create assists, and create chances. So yeah, I don't think Palmer. I wasn't worried about Palmer's form at any point in time. I think it's going to continue where he left off.
Yeah. Talking about Pedro, this guy is amazing. Like, it's hard to believe this guy was on holiday like last week. Like, this guy was on the beach, like drinking pina colada, enjoying himself, and he just got a phone call to come to the Club World Cup, and he came in and destroyed everything. Like, how amazing is this new striker we just got, Isibor? How optimistic are you?
Very optimistic. Very optimistic. I think it was the right time. You know, he came at the right time when we needed someone to actually depend on, especially putting the ball in the back of the net. Um, it's even scary to think that he can also play across the wide three position. So he doesn't only need to play as the 9. So you can imagine if you have maybe a Delap as the 9. That's not to say he won't start preferably as the 9, but if you have Delap there, he can play wide, he can drop to a
And the lap
10.
was very,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
impressive today as well.
exactly. And then Palmer can also move to the left. You know, so there's a bit of fluidity, especially in the attacking positions. And it's obviously good when you have that kind of a player who can play across those front line. So I think he would actually be good for Chelsea. What we need to hope for is maybe if we get the French player, the French striker out, Nicolas Jackson, maybe we might start thinking about getting a really, really top striker. You know, Victor Osimhen is someone who we've been looking out for. We have 100 million now. I mean, Victor Osimhen's money is complete right now. Just go there and spend it. But I
I don't
don't
think
think
we're
we will go.
buying him. Yeah,
I don't think we'll go for him. I don't think that's the direction the club wants to go. The club will not want to break their wage structure as well. But I think he's a good player. He's actually found himself a really really really. If it was a good perfect buy for Chelsea at the time.
I
Long
think
may
it
it
was.
continue.
I
Yeah.
think this was a perfect buy. Like, right time, right. Everything was just perfect. And
He's so confident. He's so confident. Like
yeah,
if you
yeah.
see the way he took the ball, that's a confident player. You know, he
Just
didn't second guess
check
himself.
Donnarumma. Can you
He did
imagine?
not second guess himself. You know, if it's Jackson, you see him trying to sort his feet. He might
Jackson would have
fall off in the
tried to
process.
round the
You
keeper.
know, oh goodness.
Yeah.
So
And talking about the goalkeeper, I want us to talk about Sanchez as well. But before I say anything about Sanchez, there was a story that came out on L'Equipe yesterday, that Chelsea was interested in signing Donnarumma. I don't know if you guys heard that. Rotimi, uh, is there any
To the
validity to
matter,
that? Yeah, any truth to that matter? And also, uh, uh, what do you think about Sanchez, about his performance and going forward? Do you think he's someone that can be trusted?
I haven't been watching too many EPL games, to be honest. So I don't know how well Sanchez plays. And then I've heard that Chelsea fans are not very, very impressed with him. There was talk of signing Mike Maignan from AC Milan. I don't know. Chelsea at
Yeah,
the end said they were not going to go that route. So I don't know what the current situation is with the goalkeeper situation with Chelsea. Now, regarding Donnarumma, what has happened is, or rather, what is happening is his contract expires next year, and he has not signed an extension yet. And so, as long as he has not put pen to paper, people will keep speculating, and then people will keep saying all sorts of stuff, and then all sorts of stories will keep getting out in the press. Now, there was one time when the current lead goalkeeper, Lucas Chevalier, was being touted to be Donnarumma's successor. Now, the thing is, those rumors have died down a bit. Whether they're going to come up now that the Club World Cup is done and dusted remains to be seen. The other talk was us getting a backup for William Pacho, and then it looks like we need that backup very, very seriously now that it's looking like if Pacho gets an injury, we might be in a very, very bad situation. So there's Ilya Zabani from Bournemouth that we were hoping to sign before the Club World Cup started. Sadly, negotiations didn't go our way, and so Ilya Zabani is still a Bournemouth player. Now that Club World Cup is done and dusted, hopefully we can do that. Now to summarize and then to finalize, I don't know what the goalkeeper situation is with Chelsea. If you guys sign Donnarumma, that would be a fantastic buy for you guys. Now, but be careful. I mean, because he's disappointed us in the past, right? I mean, this past 6 months is where he's saved his season. Whether that's enough to convince the hierarchy of PSG to give him an extension remains to be seen.
See, the
Uh,
problem with that is he will come with huge wages as well. So I just
Things are
put
like,
those
yeah.
as rumors, so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah,
I don't think
that was what I was going to put to you guys.
yeah, Donnarumma will not
Do
come
we
to
want a
Chelsea.
Donnarumma?
He will come to Chelsea and earn 150,000. You
Yeah,
know,
I
this
think he's
guy is
on
going to earn about
200 or so.
300.
Yeah,
He's already on about 300 at
yeah.
PSG. So why would a world-class keeper like that come to Chelsea and earn peanuts? I don't think it's actually true to it. I think it's just, PR from the club. If you go to Twitter now, you just check and you see, oh, reports linked to this and that. It's all PR.
Or do you
I don't
think?
see
Do you,
it.
but this is L'Equipe we're talking about. It's not just
Yeah,
any. Yeah. So do you think this was like a ploy from Chelsea to
Of
destabilize?
course. It's a PR stunt, just to maybe destabilize the
Or
team
it
or
could be
put something
from,
out
yeah,
there,
it could even be from Donnarumma's camp to just
Yeah,
force PSG's hand to give him a better
that
contract
is
or something
true.
like that. Yeah, give him a contract.
Players do this a lot as well. They feed some reports to the press and say, "Oh, we're trying to see if we can get the player to go to this club." And then before you know what's happening, one guy obviously puts a tweet there and say there's reports of link interest between this player and another club, and then it blows out of proportion. So I don't think there's too much to it, unless Donnarumma actually says he wants to leave. I don't think there's anyone who's going to, who would obviously take him at this. You can argue maybe Real Madrid, but they already have a
Have
world-class goalkeeper.
Kukurea.
no, they have
So
Kukurea, so there's no need for him.
yeah.
Well. That's it though. But what I wanted to talk about again, and Dami, I'm going to come to you. And I know banter aside, this competition. I think earlier the last podcast, I was making a prediction. I said in the next 10 years, I think this competition will be just after the World Cup. Like I think every team, every club in the world would want to participate in this and would want to win it. So, and I believe this one has been a huge success. So, Dami, what do you think is the future of this tournament going forward?
So for this tournament specifically, yeah, I don't think, at least presently, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think fans of clubs were even crazy about it, if I'm being honest. You could see the turnouts, the attendance. Let's be honest with us, so the attendance was poor. FIFA,
Initially, yeah,
gave,
In
till
the
I
early
think
stages,
semi-finals.
yes, but not in the
yeah.
later stages.
No, quarterfinals was also poor. I think it was semi-final that we're still seeing full stadiums now. Quarterfinal was also empty. FIFA gave heavy discount on this ticket. Heavy discount on this ticket. It just showed that, maybe because it was in America, I don't know, but attendance typically tells you the kind of interest people have put, and maybe because the timing was also not comfortable with people in Europe, since they're those are the guys that typically follow football passionately. Maybe the next one is in Europe and the turnout is still poor, then you will know maybe football fans are not taking it serious. But if we get like a lot of viewership, or a lot of people are viewing it, people are also attending the matches. Yeah, but club perspective, everybody wants extra money, so you can use the money and invest in your club and whatnot. So clubs will also see, how can I ensure I participate in this tournament next time? 100 million is a lot of money. I don't care if my fans don't. And clubs typically don't even care about what most of these clubs don't care about how the fans feel. Is how can I make money? We've seen in Spain they've taken their finals to, different continents to see, because of they can get more money there or whatever the case might be. So clubs will be very, very invested in this. How can I participate and see, we generate revenue also. Fan perspective, to be honest, I don't think fans were passionate about this competition. Compared to even your first match in Champions League, you will see everybody serious. Like fans, 8:45 want to sit down and watch the match. Compared to a quarterfinals in this competition, people were still like, I'll catch second half. And you're a fan of the club, I'll catch second half. I'll watch the highlights. So it was just, people have not really, immersed themselves in this competition yet. And to be fair, even in previous Club World Cup, when it was even done yearly, I don't think people were also crazy about it. I think when it gets to like semi-final and finals, people were like, okay, let's see, let's watch, let's pay attention to this competition. Maybe that will change. I don't see it changing from France perspective, but from the club perspective, clubs will be more invested in this because of the financial gain they're going to get eventually.
No,
That's what I see.
in the previous formats, the European teams only start competing in the semifinals, I think, and
Semi-finals.
they don't. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they
So I
come
was talking of the
straight.
competition itself.
Yeah,
So I given a practical example. Even if I'm not, even if Chelsea were not in Champions League last season, you'd be waiting following Champions League from group stage, even if you're not part of it because it's Champions League. That's what I'm saying. But this time, nobody Club World Cup before now, people were not even checking it out till when the big boys wanted to play in semi-final, or maybe some might not even want semi-final, maybe just the
Yeah.
final game. Maybe if
and
Madrid is not playing
for
Fluminense or whatever the case might be.
for
That's
this
what I've
tournament,
seen so far.
I think in the beginning, people really weren't into it, but I think
Yeah.
where things changed was where they began to see results, where they saw that it was really, really competitive. Like the smaller teams, like the Brazilian teams and the Saudi teams were really, really good teams. I think that was where things changed a bit. So that was what I was saying. In the next installment, I think this competition will go to another level,
Yeah.
and then it will just kick on from there. And I think with time, this is going to be like a competition that people are going to tune in and watch right from the beginning because they already know what to expect. Because it's not like we are looking down on these South American teams or the Saudi teams, So I just think that going forward, there will be like rapid improvements in this competition. But that's my opinion anyway. And I couldn't be happier with how this one turned out. Just like I predicted, Chelsea won this World Cup. So coming back to Chelsea, uh, I want us to talk about this model, this young youth model. Do we think this is a winning formula going forward? Because, like we rightly said, Chelsea is not going for an Osimhen. Chelsea is not going for Donnarumma. We are buying players for the future, and we are like, in fact, I think to an extent, what PSG has done is what we are trying to do, but in a better way. So, do we think that this formula is a winning formula?
So, sorry, let me be objective here and let me respond. I don't think so. It's not going to work for you. You don't have, and to be honest, you don't have fantastic players. Most of your players, they are quite average. I think I can count maybe just 2 or 3 players that are above. And if I'm being honest, starting from your goalkeeper, he had the highest number of errors in EPL last season. Yeah, it's still likely to be your
He
goalkeeper
also
next season. I don't
he
see that
also
changing.
had he also had the highest number of saves last season.
Exactly, because he was facing a lot of, I was getting there because he was facing lots of saves. It was the kind of saves he was facing, the kind of saves Southampton should be facing. He got so many balls at him which he shouldn't be getting in the first place because your back line too was also not reliable. If I was speaking to a Chelsea fan and saying why your best defender, and I was mentioning Tosin in the mix, I'm like, you guys are not serious. I don't see that changing anytime soon. You don't have any elite striker. I don't know who will win the league anymore without an elite striker or, an elite winger. All of them, they are just a little bit above average. That's how I see it. the route that PSG took, they got some close to world class players, mixed it with very exciting youth prospects that that were already doing like good things in Lyon or wherever they bought them from. That's not the case of Chelsea. Getting someone from one club that was relegated, they bought João Pedro. I think it's called 11 or 12 EPL goals. 5 of them were penalties. The guy just a Gabriel Jesus 2.0. You will see it when the season starts. I follow the guy judiciously at Brighton, so I'll tell you for a fact. He will give you those good goals from time to time, like Gabriel Jesus will give you. When you're looking for a top now, you see him at the wing sometimes. Sometimes you see in the midfield and they've crossed the ball. The only fantastic person there that come rain, come sunshine is likely to shine is Palmer. And one of the things we've seen is that when the pressure gets too much, Palmer doesn't perform. We saw it last season. He performs when expectations are very, very low. I was not surprised when I saw him today because nobody gave
That is
Chelsea a
just
chance. And
rubbish. That's
how I've seen it. Oh, wait,
you are
that's
chatting
exactly how I've
rubbish.
seen it. Palmer caved last season.
You are
Wait
chatting
now.
rubbish.
Palmer
Rubbish.
wait.
What are you
Palmer
saying?
caved. There's
Dami,
data to this
Dami,
thing
you are
now. Wait
chatting
now, Tema. Let
rubbish.
me
You are-
land now.
What are you
Give me my
saying?
own minute. Palmer caved last season when eyes were on him. Let me remind you when Palmer caved. The moment they started tipping Chelsea to win EPL, I think you guys have forgotten. When Chelsea were very close to first, shuffling, trying to enter first and second, and questions started coming up in the press. Do you think you guys are title contenders and things like that? Chelsea caved, Palmer caved, and Maresca started saying, "Oh no, we're not here to win the title. Oh, we're just here for top 4." When they fell to 6, they say, "We're not more here for top 4. We just wanted to play in Europe." All those kind of things. Those are the kind of mentality you want to be seeing from someone that wants to win Champions League. You don't say things like that. You can't tell me that you spent close to 2 billion and you're targeting an European sport. It just shows that they could not handle the pressure. And it's a club structure, it's the players you have around them. You can't talk to Man City or Liverpool or even Arsenal self that I've not won anything in closest memorial, and they will tell you we're not here to win the league. It's a mentality thing that Chelsea has not gotten in them when it comes to like serious competitions. And if that does not change next season, I'm sorry, but they'll be dragging with the likes of Aston Villa on the final day of the season and hoping the table is not shifting up and down and trying to scrap a 1-0 from nothing. I don't see nothing has changed. Prove me if I'm wrong.
Okay. Isibor, the question is over to you. Do you think this youth model will work at Chelsea?
For now, there's still much to be desired with the youth model. Where I agree with Dami is the aspect about some of the players not really being really, really top class players. A lot of them are still average players. But the advantage we have with this group of guys is this has been a project now for about 2 years, since Pochettino was in charge. So when this new
Sorry, is that a 2 years project? Sorry, I think you
yes,
got your
no,
math
yes,
wrong.
it's 2 years because
When
when
did
we
it start?
when no when
The
when
project
the
started
when,
with Todd Bowley, not
no
with
no 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 no
Maresca.
yes but let me
It's 2 years
when
actually.
when the players when
Todd Bowley
Todd
was
Bowley
sporting
and
director. He was
consortium
buying all
bought
stars.
over the
Yeah,
club,
exactly.
they were buying lots of
Random
players and
They
stuff.
just
bought
Yeah.
spending
Sterling
money
and
randomly. Exactly. Where they
yeah,
bought Sterling and this guy who was shipped to
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly
Koulibaly.
and the likes. At that time, we had not started this strategy.
Yeah.
So we only
The project
started
had
this
not started that time.
we only
Yeah.
started this strategy when Pochettino took over the club.
Oh, but
Yeah.
And
Jackson.
in that first season, we started, thinking of how to buy. That's when we even got Palmer.
Pochettino was at Chelsea for 2 years, right?
One.
Say again?
1 year.
1
No,
year.
no, no. It
2
was
years of
Chelsea for only
okay,
1
1
year.
year.
1 year. So the reason why I say this is a 2-year project is you have seen some sort of growth in terms of the team. I think we finished 5th under Pochettino, correct?
Yeah.
Now we finished 4th.
Six.
We finished
Finished
6th. Okay.
sixth.
Yeah.
So we didn't even
Sixth.
qualify for the
Didn't
we didn't qualify for the Champions League. We only managed to get to the Conference League because Manchester United actually won the trophy and then they knocked off us Europa. If not, we would have been in Europa. Now, this is the 2nd year. There's been growth there. Players like Cucurella. Cucurella has had a blinding 18 months, whether you like it or not, right from the Euros. Right from the Euros, Cucurella has been on fire. You can't call him someone who hasn't developed.
Let's say 12 months, not 18. Let's say 12 months.
No,
12 months.
obvious. No, 18 months.
12
Come on.
We
We've
beat you
already had 12
5-0.
months
We
now.
beat you 5-0 in this end of upper season when Saka used Cucurella and sent him to the stands. Don't worry, my brain is very
No,
clear.
I'm talking. No. I'm saying
Havertz took
when did
Cucurella to
when
the
did
other
the
end of
Euro
the
start?
pitch.
The Euro was last
It
year,
was
right?
last year.
During the
Last year
summer.
June.
Yeah.
You just won
Last year
12 months.
June.
Last year
Okay, was it
June.
June?
Okay, so
Just
12
Okay.
months. So that's fine. 12 months.
Those
Okay,
extend his
let's say
performance to
fair enough.
18
Okay, let's
months.
say 12 months. Okay, so he's been been on top form for the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
12 months. You see the likes of Caicedo. No one is even arguing that guy's price tag anymore. That
Yeah,
guy is world class.
better than Rags.
Enzo Fernandez now. No one is even arguing about his price tag. These are players now that have been sort of grooming. They've been grooming them. I think Maresca has done a good job trying to see how he can, manage the team he has. So I agree to some extent that, we need more. We need more experienced heads in the team. But the club does not want to go that way. They don't want to sign, players that are old and experienced. So, if it comes to the title, that's still pushing it. I don't think we'll have enough to get there maybe next season. Let's not get carried away because we won the Club World Cup. Because trust me,
But if they sign like an Osimhen and maybe one
yes,
experienced,
but that is not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We've already talked about that's not going to happen.
True,
So I
true,
think
true,
What
true.
where
about
we
what
need to
about
be
a
now,
Rodrigo?
Rodrigo.
Chelsea
I
won't sign
mean,
Rodrigo because of his
we
wages
can't even
also.
sign him. No, you see, so
Because of his wages.
there's
Yeah,
two
Chelsea won't
problems
sign
to
him.
this. The problem is even if
Isibor
we
is
find a player
I
24
that
think
years
Chelsea is
old.
now
He's
doing a
less
wage
than
structure,
25,
right?
right?
Yeah,
it cannot
Isibor,
fit them
it's
Chelsea
a,
has a
because
wage structure
it's
now
a
in
yeah, they
Dubai,
have a
right?
wage
wage
structure.
structure,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wage
So
structure in
we
place. So
can't
that's the
fit them
problem.
based on age. Even if they are fitted, they can fit into the team based on age. They won't fit in based on wage that you have to pay them. So I think for next season is all about still progression. Perhaps maybe we can start thinking about how we can win one of the domestic cups, maybe the FA Cup or the Carling Cup, and then also try to see how far we can go in the Champions League. Because that's going to be a new experience for some of these players. Um, I would say within the next few years, yes, we'll be quite good, but I can see there's some method to the madness. Think about this. What Cleric actually do is like a Russian roulette. They
Yeah,
just go out
yeah,
there, they
yeah.
look out for
If it
they,
doesn't
they
work,
look out
they
for the player that
sell you. Yeah, yeah,
if it doesn't work, they just sell you. If it works, then they keep you and then they give you a 1 year extension in your contract and they just tie you down to more year contracts
yeah.
in the club. So you cannot have that kind of model and think that you just, wake up one day and then everything becomes like perfect. Everything is just gelling. So I think we still need time. But that's not to say that any team should underrate us, especially cup. You can give us any competition. We can deal with it so long as we hear there's a trophy. We have to win a trophy. Then you see the guys, they come out and then they play how they should. They focus on winning that particular trophy. But for the league, I mean, you can't take it away from Liverpool. Look at the player they've just signed. So I think they will still be on top of their
Yeah.
game. Arsenal would obviously still finish. Arsenal will still finish second, whether they are wherever, irrespective of what's going on with them. So I think it's just about progression for us. And
Gyökeres
we'll
is
see how it
coming.
goes.
Our next
Yeah.
podcast is coming.
So
They
I
are
think
scared.
I think we've taken enough time, but there's one more thing I wanted to touch on because Dami made a very good point. Something he said about the way Maresca handled things last season, always saying the boys are not winners, they are not ready. So, do you think this season he should continue with that, or should he come out this season and say we are going for the league?
Yeah. So first of all,
And
it
also,
depends on how.
sorry, and also, do you think that affected us last season when he was always saying we are not ready, we are not ready, even though we were doing very well and we were like, I think that November period, we were almost at the top of the league.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
November, December.
do you think that affected us? And do you think going into this season he should say different?
I don't think it affected us. I think we overachieved in last season. That point we said last season, we overachieved in my opinion. Now the reason I say this is because if you look at the team, Jackson was having a good spell, and it's a good spell pretty much. Palmer was playing Palmer and all of that. So when he said, "Oh, we are not chasing the title," I get it from fans' perspective when they say you can't say that. You have to come out with that mentality to say, let the players know that that they are here to win it. But we don't know what is telling the players in the dressing room. We don't know that. It might just be um, a
The
way of
smoke
managing
screen.
the media, exactly, or managing the media. Personally, I don't like it because I assume what is saying to the media is what he's telling his players. Because you can't tell me we are not chasing the title here and you go into the dressing room and tell them, oh, we are chasing the title. It doesn't quite make sense to me. I can't resolve it in my head. But what I would say is I like you don't want to be I don't want my coach to be overly bullish But at the same time, I want him to show us that okay, whatever it is we are competing for. We are competing to win. We're not just competing to compete, basically. But irrespective of if you are saying we're going for a title or not, I don't think we would have won the league last season personally. But I think he needs to. Maresca has a lot to. You have to understand that he's a young coach. Just like we're talking about the players, they are young players. Marco Maresca is young, he's inexperienced, no matter how you try to twist or turn it. So he also has a lot of learning to do. He has a lot of growth, a lot of levels to attain. So I hope he keeps growing. I hope he keeps getting better. And the way the players are getting better, they're all growing together and all of that. But yeah, I think he needs to also change his mentality. On a side he's in a big club, he's not in Leicester, and now he has tasted victory twice. So he needs to know how that tastes and know that he cannot take his foot off the gas pedal, and he just needs to change his mentality and be more aggressive towards winning any competition is in, irrespective of how little or how prestigious it is. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was I totally agree with you there. So like I said, we've said a lot tonight, and Rotimi, thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for
Despite
having me.
despite the bloody results tonight, you were
Nah,
gracious in
man,
defeat.
it's
And I
football, eh?
think yeah, I think I think PSG is a wonderful side. Regardless of this, I think they are still the best team in the world. And I think you guys will still go on to do great things because those players will only get better. And this will be another learning curve for them as well. So thank you again for coming.
Thank you
Thank
for
you guys
having
on
me.
and for the next 4 years, we don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. Chelsea are world champions, champions of the
Don't
world.
don't worry. Our
Fuck the
church will remind
champions.
them we have the
Fuck the
golden crest.
Champions League. Fuck the Premier League. We are the champions of the world. I don't want to hear anything. The next this 4 year tenure, I don't want to hear anything from anybody. In fact, thank God I haven't ordered my jersey. I'm going to order one next week with the badge and everything. So I'm like, we are champions of the world. So that being said, thank you guys for coming out. And thank you, Dami, for joining us as well. So
Thank you for having us.
until next time, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please, please, please subscribe.
Subscribe.
Smash the like button, drop a comment, share this video. Let's build this community, this round letter community here. And thank you for joining us tonight. And until next time, take care.
Take care,
Yeah.
guys.
Ciao.
Up
Bye.
the trials.